Alright guys, this preseason training tape is going to be on the passing game, looking at defensive holding, defensive pass interference, offensive pass interference, and mechanics. It's primarily for the line of scrimmage officials and the back judges. However, umpires and referees, it'd be great if you'd watch it as well so you know what we're doing back there. One thing that we need to work on this year is we need our line of scrimmage officials to shift their focus as soon as they read pass to downfield and watching their receivers. It's been a frustration of the coaches that line of scrimmage officials are watching the linemen for holding and we're missing stuff downfield. The back judge cannot be watching 4 or 5 receivers because you guys are watching 4 holds. We have a referee and an umpire, and they have only 3 linemen to watch for holding and illegal twists, illegal blitz, and such. We have to watch our receivers as we're going to have 4 or 5 receivers running pass routes. So let's take a look at this here. I did put a lot of text and animation in here so we can see this as we go, and I'll kind of talk us through it. First of all, here's our initial keys. Remember, the back judge has the 2 inside guys on the strong side if we have 3 guys. And you can see the line judge at the right side of the screen is watching that back. And it's important to remember that no one can ever block low in the CIF. So if they would blitz or a defensive lineman would come through, he cannot cut them the way they would be able to in the college game. Back judge, you're looking at these 2 guys. The one you would want to focus on the most would be that most inside receiver, the number 3, because you need to make sure that he does not chip or block the defensive end, as that is an illegal crackback block. It doesn't matter if it's above the waist or below the waist. In the indoor game, that is an illegal crackback, and that is Rule 6.1D. You can take a look at that. He cannot, if he's in vertical motion, block the defensive end. What we're going to see is a defensive hold, which turns into a DPI by the receiver or by the defensive back on the far left side. I've got him circled there. So let's run this through a little bit. You can see the restriction starts right here with the grab, and right now it's a defensive hold. What you want to do mechanically is you see the defensive hold, and then you look back and you find the quarterback. If the quarterback still has the ball in his hands and is looking that direction, then you would have a defensive hold. However, you want to hold that flag just for a minute to see if it turns into a DPI. If you would look back at the quarterback at this point, he would be looking at the other side of the field. Never look back towards this receiver, or he would be passing the ball. Then you would not want to put a flag down for a defensive hold on that play. But let's take a look here. We can see that what happens is now the ball is out of the hand of the quarterback. We still have the restriction going on, so now this defensive hold turns into a DPI. And we want the flag to be at the farthest spot of the DPI. So we run this a little further, and we've got the flag right there at what is the 19-yard line. This is a 14-yard foul, and it's a spot foul. So we need to talk about the difference between a 14 and 15-yard foul and the enforcement. Umpires, like I have there, umpires should know, but we all should know. The difference is going to be if that foul's at 14 yards, it's a spot foul, which means the umpire is going to mark it off from that hash because it's outside the hash, and the ball would end up on the right hash. If it's a 15-yard foul, it's going to be not a spot foul, and the umpire would mark it off from the previous spot. So if he'd be marking it off from the left hash after the penalty, it would still be on the left hash and not the right. So it's important that we keep that in mind. Also, as this continues, you can see we have 2 flags, the back judge and the L, I believe it is, do a nice job here. They're coming together. You need to make sure you get these flags on top of each other. You need to discuss if you have the same foul and what the distance is going to be, and then whoever is the primary on that receiver would be the one who would go report that foul to the referee. So play number 2 here, you can see initially what our keys are. Back judge is pivot a little bit and facing his 2 keys. Press is only on the inside guy, so the back judge is going to make sure he gets off the line of scrimmage without being held. I'm not going to worry about number 23 there because he's not being pressed. The foul is going to occur on the far left side, and we get a really good call by our short wing on this side. So let this play through. You can see grabs and restricts him with early contact, and he does a nice job of staying with his key and making the call. Now you can see up here I've got, we're going to go back a little bit on this and watch this receiver. We've got a possible defensive hold. It's kind of iffy, but let's say there was enough for a defensive hold. Again, what you want to do is when you see the defensive hold, you want to look back at the quarterback, and when you would look back at the quarterback, you'd see he's already let go of the ball the other direction. So again, you would not have a flag down. We got a DPI on the other side of the field, but you would not have a flag down. So I'm going to rewind this back. We'll take a look here. Watch that receiver on the far right side. Possible defensive hold there, but again, by the time you look back, you would see the quarterback has released the ball. Play number 3. This is exactly what I'll be looking for. This is perfect mechanics by the line of scrimmage official. He reads pass, steps back in the backfield, and stepping back in the backfield is going to allow that if the quarterback rolls his way, is flushed out, you don't get in front of the play. So that's a nice job to do that. He steps back and he pivots and he watches his receiver, and you can see where he's looking at by watching his hat. When the ball's in the air, he then moves downfield quickly, which is what we want you to do, and he sees a separation on a push-off, and this is offensive pass interference. Really good call here by the line judge. I'm the back judge in this play, and although I'm looking right at it, I was straight lined, and I was not sure that if there was enough of a push or not myself to put a flag down. And if you're not sure, don't put a flag on the ground. Also, I don't want you to do a me too flag. I could have easily, after I saw his flag out, okay, me too, and I'll throw it as well. And I don't want you to do that. If you've got it, flag it. But if you're not sure, don't flag it just because another official did. You never know, you might have a different call than what he had, and that's not going to be a good situation then. It's a really good call by the line judge here, and a really big call because it takes back a touchdown. Continue here with this play, and what I'm getting at here is I'm the back judge. I do not have a flag. I've got the result of the play being a touchdown. The line judge, he is not giving the touchdown signal. He has a flag that he knows is on the offense, so he knows we are not going to have a touchdown. Therefore, he is just giving the stop the clock signal, and we are going to come together and talk, but he is going to go report to the referee. We have offensive pass interference on the play, and we're going to take that back. All right, play number 4 here. You can see initial keys, and we got a stop and go. Anytime you have a stop and go, out and go, hesitate and go, any of those kind of things, you got a double move. That's going to be an automatic red flag. You're thinking defensive hold, DPI. He's going to grab him if he gets beat. So you need to be watching for that. And on this play, you can see hesitation, and here's going to be the contact. He's past 5 yards, so he can't make contact anymore. And he grabs him and puts him into the wall. And again, the DPI, or the defensive hold, starts before the ball's in the air, but it continues and until the ball's being passed, and therefore this defensive hold again turns into DPI. And usually, not always, but usually a defensive hold is going to end up becoming a DPI because that contact is going to be long enough, that ball's going to be in the air. So as soon as you get the last bit of that contact, you need to get a peek at that quarterback and see the status of the ball. And if it's in the air, we want it to be DPI because that's going to be a bigger foul on the play. Let's take a look at the end of the play here. Again, we've got 2 flags, and you can see the officials are coming together. This is under 15 yards, so it's a spot foul. We still want to get the two flags together, and the line of scrimmage official in this case would probably be the one who would go report to the referee what we have. All right, on this one we have DPI through the back called by the H on this play. Roll it forward a little bit. We have initial keys. The H actually has two guys. Back judge is on the L side with this balance formation. And remember, our H and our L will change sides at halftime. So back judge, you need to be thinking where the L is at all times, because that's going to be your strength of formation if it's balanced. All right, so we'll let this run out. Back judge, you have got to feel the play. You've got to don't officiate air. So in this play, my initial key was here. If this guy was pressed and this guy wasn't pressed, even though this is a strong side, I would be over here, because there's no reason for me to officiate air over here. Excuse me. Since this is my side of the field, my guy's not pressed at all, I would help out here and make sure he gets off the line of scrimmage okay. And that's what I did on this play. The line of scrimmage official has this right here, and it turns into a through the back called by the line of scrimmage official. A little bit of early contact through the back, and I, as the back judge, I got to it late. I looked and I saw the quarterback, and I got to it late. I was not sure enough, if there was enough contact when the contact occurred, that I did not throw a flag, but it didn't surprise me one bit when the flag came out by the head linesman, and it was a very good call, as you can see. All right, play number 6. We'll move things along here a little quicker. Why are we frozen? Hold on here. There we go. Okay, again, watch the H and the L. They do a very nice job of reading pass and turning and watching the receiver keys, and this is very important. We have to do this as short wings. You guys cannot watch for holding on pass plays. We've got a DPI through the back. It's called by the back judge and the line of scrimmage official, who is the L in this case. You can see the early contact through the back, and once again we have two flags. The contact is at the 3, so this is going to be a spot foul. We are going to have to get these two flags together and get them at the 3-yard line. So we want to make sure we come together, get those flags to the right spot before we go report to the referee. Anytime there's two flags, we need to come together and we need to talk. If there's only one flag, then we're all right to not have that communication if we don't need to. Play number 7, our second to last play here. Again, initial keys, back judges. I talk to you a lot as a back judge. You've got to feel the play. You're going to be going zone a lot. You're going to be watching 2 or 3 receivers. You need to pick up which receiver has the greatest ability to be fouled, and you need to focus on that receiver. But again, you might come off of him and pick up somebody else. So really work on getting a feel for the play. And on this play, I'm the back judge and I call DPI, and he cuts him off. He runs him into the wall, and it's past 5 yards. It's not my key, but again, you need to widen your vision. You need to see where the greatest potential is for a foul. Cutting him off and driving him into the wall is kind of like knocking him off his route and knocking him out of bounds in the college game. So we'll let this run through. You can see right there's the contact. We continue with the play. It's caught just short of a first down. But again, we only have one flag on the play. The flag is at 17 yards. Therefore, if I know it's past 15, I would not have to move the flag. However, it is very important that I know the result of the play. I would go in and talk to the R and tell him we've got a completed pass, because he might not know that if he's sticking with his quarterback, which he should be, and that we have a completed pass that will be short of our 15-yard pass interference call, so they are going to want to take that accepted penalty in this case. All right, moving on to play number 8. We have a real easy call for DPI, cut off, again, driving him in the wall. It's called by the back judge and the L in this play. You can see here, back judge, you should be reading the play. get over to it and you see him drive him into the wall. Again, we have 2 flags. We're more than 15 yards. We still do want to come together since we have 2 flags. Make sure we have the same thing, get those flags on top of each other, but knowing that we have a full 15-yard foul on this play. I believe that's our last play. Let me see here. Yes, it is. So freeze that. If you have any questions, give me a call, send me an email, and hopefully this will get you thinking about what we want for pass interference. Again, we want to make sure it's big. We want to make sure there's a material restriction on the receiver. If there's a little bit of contact, if you can't put it into a category, then you should not be putting a flag down. This one got a little long, 8 plays, about 16 minutes, but hopefully some good stuff here that you can watch as you prepare for your upcoming games. So we will be in touch again. Have a good night, guys.